Hello. How are you guys doing? You doing okay? That's good. Sorting everything out here. Let's get all these lights. Yes, I believe that next week I'm going to go ahead and make that purchase. I'm going to make that purchase, and I'm going to get that. I'm going to get the $39 ring light. You know how the tripods, they hold your phone and they have two ring lights coming in from an angle. They have them where the ring lights are round in a circle. Now I'm going to see which one's better. The ring lights coming in from either side may be better for illuminating my face than the ring light that's around 12 inches with the phone in the middle. I really do not know if that's been a design that's been around for a while, or let's fix this. Top messages, all messages, I don't care. Let's see if a chat pops up. I don't even know. I'm having some technical problems with my phone. I might be into another Motorola phone I might purchase. I might buy a 2026 Motorola G phone. Those are my favorites. I like those. Oh my goodness. What a week. The good thing is I haven't heard from that owl outside. Maybe he picked another tree. Let's see. Okay, I don't see any chat coming up. That's the problem. For the last week, I haven't seen my chat come up properly. I'll be a good boy. I'll keep my shirt buttoned up like this. Yes. Hollywoodland22 is my channel name. My handle is at Hollywoodland21. You can go to at Hollywoodland21 and hit the subscribe button and subscribe to me. That would be great. I'm getting subscriptions really fast too. I've noticed. This channel is starting to, it's starting to incrementally, it's at a fast clip. It's getting more popular at a faster clip than I thought it was. I talked to some other people that are live streamers on YouTube, and they said that it's amazing the progress that I've made on this channel at Hollywoodland21 in just 7.5 months. Most people don't get this far. They just give up or something. I don't give up. There's more than a few people that I've run into in my life that know that I don't give up. I just come after you like a Doberman pincer. You know, when you jump over the back fence and you're trying to rob my house, I'm like the Doberman pincer that comes after you. I've always been like that. Let's see what's going on here. There is a problem with the chat. Do not know what it is. Okay. Let's do. Okay, here it is. You know, it might be a problem with YouTube. It may be a problem with my app. I need to get better lighting. Wow, my hair. You look great, Vito Falcon. I like filming. Hi, Fergal. Okay. Brita at Brita O'Leary said hi. Hi there. I knew an O'Leary family for a long time. I just don't like the color. The color came out wrong. And I only have a little bit of gray on each side. I just can't believe that when you use L'Oreal, the most expensive, one of the most expensive hair colors. Well, maybe I should expect it to come out that dark. It's medium brown. It doesn't look medium brown. I used to have darker skin. When I lived in Los Angeles, California, I lived in the northern part of Los Angeles, which is at a higher elevation. It's less humid and a little bit more deserty and with more sunshine. And there's sun beating down on you. That's anywhere from 95 degrees to 115 degrees. A lot of people don't know that the suburbs of Los Angeles going north can get very hot. Very similar to Arizona. It's not that typical Mediterranean weather that you experience when you go to Santa Monica or Venice Beach. And my skin was a lot darker. I had like a tan at all times. And the darker hair used to go with it. This color hair would go with that. But really what it does is this hair is too dark. It needs to be like a lighter shade of brown with more red coming out. Because I have red undertones to my skin because I'm Northern European descent, ethnically. And the red undertones match my skin. I had a hairstylist on a Hollywood Boulevard explain that to me. Is Hollywood, California flooded? I have no idea. I really don't know. You think the color's okay? Let's take a look at this. Is there any red coming out in there? Yeah, there is. I think I might just have poor lighting. I don't know. My skin is so white and this hair is it just seems dark to me. I don't know. And actually, when I blow dry it, it all sticks out like this. It's really long. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. It's too dark. That's what I thought at C.A-1R59. I thought it was too dark for my skin color. Hi there, Torta Pounder 64. How are you doing? 23 people. That's all. Wow, that's not a lot of people. Usually I have more people in here. I used to be a nice guy. Not anymore. Not a nice guy anymore. I'm a fair guy. Just a fair guy, that's all. Have you ever run into somebody whose ego is so big that they think that they know everything? Has anybody ever run into that? I'd like to ask the chat that. Lighten it with highlights. Well, I could just, in another 4 weeks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get the light brown in L'Oreal. It's like $15 and change plus tax. And it comes out better. It really does. It has red coming out. I don't use the cool light brown. That has green undertones to it, and it doesn't look right. Thank you. Anyway, I wonder where my moderators are. They're somewhere. Thank you, Dana. Add Dana. My name is Randall. Um, yeah, and my channel name is Hollywoodland22, and my handle, if you want to subscribe to me, is at Hollywoodland21. I have, I think, about 1,700 subscribers now. My goal by September the 1st of this year is to have 10,000 subscribers. This channel is going to get big. Usually I'm a little bit more upbeat than I am now, but I'm a little bit tired. Please excuse me. I've been up since, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's been a busy day for me. Star Elites, thank you for subscribing at Meme Art. I need all the subscribers I can get. That's my main goal here, is to get people to subscribe to my channel. And I can't subscribe to my own channel, but you can. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun here. We're not going to talk about just addiction issues and how to stay sober. I mean, I've been sober such a long time that it's just, it's not that the subject is not like something that consumes a lot of. I don't identify with I'm a sober guy, or I'm getting clean and sober, or I'm a 12-step recovery person. That's not that's just a small part of me. It used to be a big part of me the first year or two that I got sober, but after a while, I wanted to talk about different things too. This channel is really whatever you want to talk about. It's really, it's my channel, but it's really your channel, the viewer. This is a variety channel. The only 3 things that I do not want to talk about: I do not want anybody in the chat, or you'll get blocked, is no anti-Semitism, or you'll get blocked forever. No talking in any type of a racially bigoted way, or you'll be blocked forever. That should be self-explanatory. And no talking bad and nasty, just disgusting stuff about women or children, or you will be blocked forever. Another thing is no character assassination. I don't know if you've heard that term before, but just to say something about me that is false, you'll get blocked, or that kind of thing. Those are only 4 rules I really have. I have moderators. I don't really know if my moderator is here today. Let's see. No, not right now. I don't have a moderator. I don't really have a lot of trolls. Viola Teehee, how are you doing? Eyes Like Sound. Is this the channel for the fentanyl rehab? No, it's not. I never did that, and I never did speed, and those are the 2 things I never did. They're very popular right now, I heard, but I don't do that. I come from a place where it came from. It came from Los Angeles. All you people out in the Midwest, you got it after we did. I saw the brunt of it, but I never did it. I did other things. I worked hard and played hard. Yeah, Star Elite 7. I don't know where my moderators are not right now. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Who's this? Okay. That's my wife's middle name, Arlene. not middle name, but that's her maiden name. I can't believe that you would say something so disgusting like that. You can leave my channel. I don't want you here. No, I've never been in a movie in my life. No, I lived in Hollywood. I lived in the Hollywood Hills. My day's going okay. Stars Elites. Earth Angel, be polite in the comments. Thank you for reminding people. Those eyes are bright. Yeah, they are. Yeah, you got people that think that they know everything. I've heard Kurt Russell a million times. Everybody's telling me I look like Kurt Russell. I know. Is Ventura worth checking out? What do you mean? Like Ventura in California? I wouldn't live there. Their local government's horrible. It's lost its pizzazz. There's boarded up businesses everywhere. I just left the Los Angeles metropolitan area about 3 years ago. I live in a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina now. I'm not really. This is not for me either. I mean, I just came. I had a father that was alive until about October of this last year. I got to spend the last 2 years and 3 months of his life around him. We moved here from Los Angeles metropolitan area because Los Angeles is having some very serious problems right now. The scope of the problems is bigger than I can talk about right now. You can watch on your smartphones or your cable television. You can find all about the bad things going on in the Los Angeles area right now. It's not a place that I remember when I moved there in 1989. It just it isn't. I wouldn't go to California right now. I wouldn't visit there. Okay, I'm not an old bag of bones, and you can go Agli. Thank you. At Sugar Cookies 3. Thank you for your condolences. Hi, Joy. How are you doing? Welcome in. You know, Cardiff by the Sea is actually a really nice area. I know the San Diego area. Number one, if you're a Californian, if you're from California and say you're over the age of 40, you probably, well, say you're over the age of 45. Let's say 45 years old or older. It's hard to disagree with me that there's just too many people living in California. California was not designed to have even, 1 million people have left the state. It was like 40 million plus. God only knows how many illegal aliens they out there, but 39 million people is just too much. It's just too much. I know how the state's set up. There's a lot of mountains there. There's certain land that you can build on. There's certain land you can't. And people are building all up the hillsides. It's costing a lot of money to the taxpayers to have all these special planes that scoop seawater out to put out the fires and everything. It's ridiculous. California should have like 30 million people in it, or maybe like, I don't know, like 20, maybe somewhere between 25 million. And if you got the population of California down to 30 million, I think it would really make life for the average person much more bearable. There's too many people in Bakersfield. There's too many people in Fresno. There's too many people in every single part of California. There's too many people in Modesto. There's just too many people there. I mean, you got 1 million illegal aliens in LA County alone. They're not even supposed to be there. I'm not going to argue with you. It's the law. Breaking federal law, they're not supposed to be there. They're going to get removed. When I got out there, they had really good roads, and the roads it was pretty clean for a big city, and lots of jobs all over the place. And it's just, it's not the same place. There's weeds growing everywhere in the parks. No one's doing their job. You got the Department of Water and Power doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. There's rats all over the rats' nests and all the palm trees and everything. The palm trees are not being clipped properly. It's a big fucking mess. And anybody that's under the age of 30 that's going out to California for the first time, I got news for you. You missed the boat. You really missed the boat. You missed what I got to see. I got to see Los Angeles at its top, at its finest. Thank you. Thank you, Mart. You just missed the boat. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. If you're under the age, well, really, to be honest with you, if you're under the age of 35, you missed like the really nice Los Angeles and the nice San Diego and all that. Orange County is pretty much the same, but Orange County did not have as many people living in it. It was even better in Orange County. You missed when things were being managed well out there, and there was a lot of jobs, and you could make a lot of money, and it didn't cost that much to go out and party and have a good time and go to the clubs and everything. And a home was expensive there, but it wasn't unattainable like it is now. You know what's interesting? Where I used to live, the rents are coming down in LA. I probably am not going to go back there and live unless I'm offered a good business opportunity or something, some reason to go back out to Hollywood or to Los Angeles, where I've lived for 30 years. If I was made a good offer, if I found a good offer to go back there in sales or something like that, or something I do for a living, because I've been in direct sales most of my life, I would go back there. Yeah. But it looks like I'm going to be going to the Midwest, unless something changes. If I see an opportunity back in, and I wouldn't go anywhere in California. I would just go back to what I know. I know LA. I'm not going anywhere else. If I go back to California, I'm going back to Los Angeles, the city. I'm going to enjoy their Mediterranean weather for the rest of my life. I know where to live there inexpensively. You don't. I do. I know where to live there. I know where to be there. I know how to rock and roll there. However, as it stands right now, I've made a decision that I'm going to leave North Carolina because the South is not my cup of tea, and I will not be going to Florida. I'm not going to get eaten alive by bugs. The humidity and no, it's not going to happen. I've picked Kansas City, Missouri. I'm still looking at the suburbs of St. Louis. They look good. I've been looking at them and researching that area. Missouri is the place I'm looking at the most. It's probably going to be Missouri. I did look at the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I want some snow and I want some seasons and stuff like that. And I think that Missouri fits the bill. There's a low cost of living there. Why purchase a home for $410,000? A 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. I'm not looking for a 2-story home. I just want a 1-story with a basement, and it has to have a basement in the Midwest because of the tornadoes, or I have to put a tornado shelter in the garage. They have these tornado shelters that you can actually put underneath You're underneath the ground in your garage. You can do that. Um, why purchase a house for $410,000 when you can have a house for $190,000 or $200,000, or something like that? It's affordable there. It's affordable in Kansas. It's affordable in Iowa. It's affordable in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, any of those Midwestern states, even Wisconsin and Nebraska, and all these places have affordable living. Here's the catch. You have a winner there. Some people are like, well, I want to live where it's warm. You want to live where it's comfortable? Okay, you get low pay. Go to the South and you're, no matter what you do for a living, you're not going to get paid very much. Go to Florida, it's expensive, and you're not going to get paid that much. Texas is a good deal. For the cost of living in some areas of Texas, like, for example, around like Fort Worth. Dallas is getting a little pricey, some of the suburbs, but Fort Worth and Arlington and West Texas and places like Waco and San Antonio for a big city is pretty good prices when it comes to homes and things like that. In the Houston area, in the suburbs of Houston, there's some pretty good prices on homes compared to what you can earn. Dallas and Austin are a little pricier. Arizona got expensive. Yeah. Yes, it did. Around Phoenix got expensive. A lot of those states out there are just really expensive. So the Midwest it's going to be. Has anybody ever lived? I lived in the Panhandle of Texas as a child in the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth grade, and then went back to New Jersey, right, to be raised by my father from 15 years old on. Does anyone know anything about the Midwest? Texas can be a nightmare for traffic. Maybe if you're in Amarillo, it's not, but it is. Yeah, Fort Worth, you get bang for your buck. I'm thinking about it. Midland. I know Midland because I used to live in Lubbock, and I've been through Midland. Midland is a nice little medium-sized town. There's some people with money there, too. You know that, too. Some oil money. They got some high-end department stores in Midland, Texas. I would live in Midland. I mean, personally, I would live in Midland. But I kind of want more seasons. Okay, that was a nasty comment, and you're gone. Okay, I'm just warming up here. I'm a little bit rusty right now. Midland, that's a good choice. Mesquite is cheap. Is Mesquite next to just out there near Lake Ray Hubbard affordable that direction? If so, I'm going to check that out. Thanks for I know as brutal winters up there in Charles Brown. I know that I have relatives that live in Ithaca, but now that's expensive. But I know that Syracuse and Rochester and around Albany even is not that expensive. It's when you get down to like Dutchess County and stuff on the Hudson River and south, it just starts getting expensive. The suburbs of Hartford are not that expensive. I'm looking all over the country about, where I want to live for the rest of my life. And that may be just going to Kansas City, Missouri area because it's so affordable, or Kansas City, Kansas, or this other place called Overland Park that I'm very interested in, or Oath, another town called Oath outside of there. I just need hospitals around for when I get older and stuff like that. Texas is not really considered the Midwest. It's not. The Midwest goes to about I would say from Ohio, Michigan's included, all the way out until about the 100th meridian to about Dodge City. or some people say until about Topeka, Kansas. No farther west than that, because it's a Western culture past that. From about Topeka Canyon, Kansas, all the way back to the to Ohio is considered the Midwest, and as north as Canada, and as south as well, probably not Kentucky, but Missouri is considered the Midwest, and down to about Oklahoma is the Midwest. Some people refer to the rectangular states from North Dakota all the way down to Oklahoma as the Great Plains, but I don't know, it's kind of mishmash there, you know. Midland has grown into a large city. Has it really? Lake Ray Harbor. I know where that is. I've water skied there. I have relatives there. I have relatives all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And Midland has mild winters too. I know that. But Wisconsin has high taxes. Sold my house in Florida, moved back to Minnesota. Houses are very expensive here. In Florida or in Minnesota? I like walkable. I love to walk. I walk, I run, I ride bicycles and things like that. You know, I like to get on my multiple speed bicycle and ride for miles. I lived in Pennsylvania. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's a different part of Pennsylvania. Like, you get out of Philadelphia, and Pennsylvania is different. It's just a different place. Ew. Colorado got expensive too. Lake City. Yeah, Lake City and Live Oak and stuff like that. They don't get the direct hits. They might get a tornado. I think that's far enough east that you're not really getting tornadoes as much as when you go west either. I have visited Kansas totally flat. I like that. I'm odd. I do. I'm a half hour from Overland Park, Kansas. It's all right. Yeah, I've lived in the Northeast in New Jersey and Philadelphia. I've been to the beaches and all the beaches on the East Coast. I've been to the beaches. I've lived in Washington State. I've been up there in the mountains. I've lived and had access to the beaches in California too. Some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. So I don't have to be near a beach. I've already done that. And I have no interest in going outside of the United States. There's plenty of things for me to do in the United States. If I want the same weather as Palermo, Sicily, I can go to Long Beach, California, same weather. Same climate. I would correct myself. It's the same climate. Susan says too much. Texas is hot this summer. Yeah, I know. I lived there as a kid in West Texas. It's very hot. Thank you for reminding me that the refrigerator is closed today. It'll be sunny. I'm probably going to end up in the Kansas City area, more than likely. Then I can fly to my relatives around quickly. I can see them. It's not like a 5-hour plane flight. You know, like I said, I would have to be made a really good business offer to live in California. And if I would go to California, I'd only go to Los Angeles, because that's what I know. That whole county there has more population than like 15 states or 17 states. I don't think people don't understand until you actually physically go there how it's like a nation state. It's like a small country. Yeah, there's been a lot of fires lately. I noticed that. California has the nicest weather in the nation, that's for sure. Hey, Darren Calvin from England. Welcome in. Welcome to America. We're discussing where I'm going to relocate to. Born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Lived in Los Angeles for 30 years. Now I'm in North Carolina, and I kind of don't like it. I mean, it's just not for me. I don't want to live in any place in the South. It's just not for me. It's for somebody else. It's not a bad place. Well, some places in the South are places I would not recommend. I know about Philly. I grew up in Kensington and Oxford Circle and Fishtown and places like that. I also grew up. I also part of my life I lived in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. About halfway in between Raleigh and Concord. Yeah, I heard Poland is based. I'm based. Well, I'm based in the respect that I really say what I mean. I'm not a particularly conservative person. I'm actually a fairly socially liberal person. And I'm not a communist. I'm not a socialist, but I'm fiscally moderate. I believe that there's monies that should be put aside for things like, I don't know, Social Security checks for old people if they need them. It was never intended to be a retirement check, or disabled children and adults and stuff like that, and help for people that can't help themselves. They need help with housing and maybe a little job or something to do if they can do that, something easy. I believe in social services for certain kinds of people like that, or women that are being beat up by their husbands or something. They need immediate social services and stuff like that from social workers. I believe in that much social services. So I'm moderately liberal on that, and I'm very liberal on like whatever you want to do. I'm like Thomas Jefferson. Just whatever you do whatever you want to do. Just don't try to throw a swing at me or pick my pocket. I think he said something like that, Thomas Jefferson. I don't care. If you're a dude and you want to dress up like a woman and stuff like that, just whatever you want to do, dude. I don't think there's any laws against it. You might get shunned from your town. If you live in the South somewhere and you do that kind of stuff, you're going to get shunned from the community. But I'm saying that if you want to do that, there's places you could do that and nobody cares. Like you go to Seattle and you can dress up like a bitch. I don't care, dude. I lived in West Hollywood. When I was a young guy, I was the only straight waiter in this restaurant. Okay. I worked in a restaurant in West Hollywood, which is a gay town. Okay. And I was a straight waiter. And you know what? All the gay guys that were waiters, they were very respectful of me. They knew that I ate pussy for a living, and I dig chicks, man. I do. They were not assholes to me. People are either assholes or they're not. You can't just say like, oh, they're all going to come on to you. No, they didn't. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember one gay man that was a waiter that I worked with that once they knew I was a straight guy that ever was acted inappropriately around me as a 19-year-old guy or 20-year-old guy. When I was doing like restaurant work, they just didn't act like that. People were cool with me. You know, people like make all kinds of generalizations about people. You know, it's not true. You know, I'm more socially liberal than a lot of people think. Now, when it comes down to like the way I am personally in my real life, I like to think that I'm like traditional. I grew up that way in Philadelphia, like back when I was a young guy and stuff like that, when I was a teenager and I was taking a girl out on a date. Back in those days, even in the late 80s, you had to ask a young lady's parents' permission to even take her out on a date. It actually used to be like that still. You know, in some parts of the country, it used to be like that. Probably not in California, but up in the Northeast, it was like that. You know, you had to do that. I don't know if you guys remember that. It used to really be like that. There's nothing wrong about it. Yeah, I don't believe in this Allah business, so you can go bye-bye. Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess add sugar cookies. I'm not even, dude, Bishop, I'm not gonna. I don't have any problem if some dude's gay. Okay? If it's just not for me. I am what I eat, so you can put in the chat what I am. Starts with a P. A big sinkhole in West Hollywood. Really? There's sinkholes there. There's a bunch of stuff underneath the ground there. I don't know where that is. I worked at a Red Lobster in Beverly Hills when they used to have a Red Lobster there. That Red Lobster is no longer there, but there used to be one there. And moved to Florida. Here's the thing about where I used to live. If you live in Orange County or San Diego, it's expensive. It's just, you're going to have to make some money, or you're just not going to be able to afford to live there and just live out the rest of your days there. A lot of people are like, you know, just go to like, I don't know, Florida somewhere. They go to, you know, it's cheaper. There's dogs there. Hey, Dakula around. Thank you. At Dakula1. Hi, Randall. Chat, thank you. Oil in it. No, there's not oil in it. This is just hair that is wet. I wash my hair every 3 days. I do not like wash it every day and have it all split ends and all that stuff. No, I don't do that. Okay. Now we have at Dakula1 here moderating for me. Thank you, at Dakula. By the way, I want to stop right now to remind everybody that my channel name is Hollywoodland22. And if you want to subscribe, I'd like you to subscribe, to hit the subscribe button. It's free. I charge nothing to subscribe, and this is a non-monetized channel. YouTube is not paying me anything to talk to you folks. I'm not going to monetize this channel until I get to at least 5,000 subscribers, which I think we're going to get to within 30 days. I need you to go and subscribe to Hollywoodland, at Hollywoodland21. That's my handle, at Hollywood20, at Hollywoodland21, at Hollywoodland21. I said it twice. That's where you go to subscribe, and it's free. When I get to 5,000 subscribers, or maybe 7,000, I'll decide. Then I'm going to go ahead and monetize this channel. I don't really need the money. I don't need your money. I don't need your gifts right now or anything like that. I make my bread some other way. I don't need it. Other people need your gifts more than me. I can assure you that. The thing about money is that money never really brought me happiness. It's made my life more comfortable at times. I've lost a bunch of money, and then I got a bunch of money back, and then I lost a bunch of money, and then I got a lot of money back again. I've done like that. But money never brought me happiness. You know, it seems that, not entirely, but happiness seems to elude me. It's like happiness just seems to like flutter away from me. And I'm a Christian man. I'm not real religious or anything. I'm Protestant Christian. I'm Methodist, you know. I'm not a Hindu. I don't believe in reincarnation. However, God forbid, if there really was, let's just take this as an example. Let's say in a make-believe world that there was reincarnation, okay? Did I do something bad in a former life? Was I like a dictator or something? Did I hurt in a former life? If there was reincarnation, did I do something really bad? Because it's like, the money's not an issue in my life. It's the happiness. It's like, damn. My whole life. I have my pick of the litter. But a one-night stand and just run around and sport fucking and things like that. Yeah, that's fun and everything, but That's not what people, really want. Not a normal person. At some point, you guys know what I mean, right? Deep down inside. Thank you, Willow Love. You have to balance everything. I Lisa Kerr. Boy, you lost weight. Marsha Pillipal. Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. I weigh 168 pounds. Yeah, I'm 6'1". I guess I did lose some weight. I was 170. I was 175. Well, if you ever see pictures, if you ever look at pictures of me on my old Hollywoodland, two different words, that TikTok channel I had that I was live streaming on for about 10 months. If you looked at pictures of me, I weighed about 190 pounds. I mean, you could see some fat underneath my around my neck, and my face looked different. I took off a lot of those pictures. They look bad, and it's very amateurish and stuff like that. I'm down to 168. So how much weight is that I've lost that since last year? Since about a year, it's been, that's 10, 23 pounds I've lost. I only eat maybe about 1,000 calories a day. I mean, I walk about 2 or 3 miles a day. I lift weights a couple times a week. I'm a very physically active person. I like bicycling. I like hiking. I like going up in the mountains and stuff like that. But I'm a real people person. I'm like a person that, like, before all these smartphones came out and everything, I'm a person that likes to interact with other human beings, like in a bar setting, but I can't go to bars anymore. I don't drink. Or some type of some third, what do they call that? Like a place where people meet. I don't know, a bar. It doesn't have to be that. Just a social setting. I like to be around. I was not a chatty Cathy. I'm saying I was when I was real young, I was a social butterfly. I really liked interacting and talking with other people and listening to other people when I was younger, like a lot of us did. But even past that, into my middle age, I'm just like that. I'm a sociable person. I'm not like a loner or anything. That's why the coronavirus debacle, when I lived in Los Angeles, when they had all those lockdowns out there in Los Angeles, really, really hurt me. I was going out of my fucking mind. Like, you had the government coming on their local Los Angeles city television saying, don't go anywhere except for the grocery store and the pharmacy, and keep your mask on at all times. You can get sick and you can die from this Chinese whatever this is. And that was a really rough time in my life. If you're a hermit type, then it didn't really bother you. But if you're not, if you're a real sociable person that's used to talking to people in person, I'm a salesman. I'm used to talking to people in person or on the phone or something. I'm a talker. That COVID-19 debacle was just a motherfucker. Excuse my French, but it was for me. And it's just not me. It's not the way I am, Yeah, I lost some weight. So I lost 23 pounds. 190, that's 10, 23. Yeah, 23 pounds. Yeah. What do I know to be true? Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. I know that to be true. Yeah, I don't believe in reincarnation. I was just joking around, stuff like that. Older people don't usually speak their minds. I love that you're open. Really, I'm an older person. I did not know that. I'm over 45, but I'm not in my 60s. I think I might get my hair cut I'm not sure. Maybe I shouldn't. Am I president? Well, you know what? If somebody wanted me to be the president of the United States, if a group of people really wanted me to be the president of the United States, I would have to turn them down. You know why? Because I don't think you'd want me to be the president of the United States. Trust me, you would not want me to be the president of the United States. Read question Hollywood and answer. Who is giving me directives? Charlie Campa. Who's giving me directives? Charlie, are you trying to give me directives? Because I don't take directives from anyone unless they're boss. You know, someone paying me. You think I would be better for Trump? Better than Trump, really? I'm old enough. Kelly Nunez, 9974 is a big supporter of my channel. Thank you for coming in, Kelly Nunez, 9974. Hello, Randall. My name is Randall. Trying to boss me around sound. Yeah, that's not a very good thing to do to me. I'm not the kind of person you want to also even make a vain attempt to boss around. You're going to get a rude awakening from me. Dude, your fridge door's open. Is it open? Don't fuck with me, dude. You know I'm going to turn around and look back because it really was. Okay? No, it's not, dude. See, it's fucking close, dude. I told you. It's closed. It was open yesterday. You got me, okay? Are you proud of yourself? I believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I'm a Protestant Christian. You can Google up Protestant Christianity. I'm a mainline Protestant. Adticula1 is one of my favorite people in the whole world. He keeps my chat flowing. I think you are the only one that is normal on live. Really? You think I am normal? Listen, I explain to you something. I am the same person as when I was 19 years old. I haven't changed. There's a big, giant, immature side of me too, when it comes to just like socialization and stuff like that. When I'm at work, when I'm taking care, I stand on business. Okay, when I have to be responsible, I'm responsible. But in my free time, my brain is just as young as maybe not a 19-year-old, but like a 21-year-old. Or something like that. I'm not pretty much the same person as my early 20s. I really haven't changed that much. I know who I am. This is my authentic self. I'm a real one. I'm also a live wire. I'm a Cancerian. I'm a late June Cancerian. That's the worst kind. I'm a late June, last week in June, Cancer. Is my zodiac sign, was a Sagittarius rising sign. And that's what I am. And that means I'm not like a normal Cancer. I'm Cancerian and I'm moody, but I also am very adventurous and very direct, and I have to be the center of attention. It's just my personality, okay? And another thing is I also have manic depressive illness. That's called bipolar 1 disorder, just like Patty Duke, the actress. Yeah, I have it for real, and I take medications for it. And I have 19 years of sobriety off of drugs and alcohol. I'm a walking miracle. I've overcome more than most people have in their life, at this stage of my life. You look like a young man. I know I look young for my age. I don't really know how young I look. I've had people tell me I look like I'm 45. I've had people tell me that I look like I'm in my late 30s, depending on what color my hair is, how thin I am, and the length of my hair. I've been told when I have real short hair and I might look, and it's lighter and I'm thinner, that I look like I'm 40 or early 40s. And I've been told that I look like I'm around, when I let my beard grow and let my hair just grow all over the place and stuff, and I'm overweight and stuff, I've been told I look like I'm 50. So I don't know how old people think I am. I know how old I am. I'm definitely a Generation X, but I don't really. A lot of people that are Generation X. Um, yeah, I get along with them, stuff like that, most of them. But a lot of people my generation were people I did not get along with. It depends on what part of the country you grew up. I grew up in the Northeast, and I spent a lot of my younger adult years out in Southern California. So I'm different. Like this Generation X family or whatever this is that's on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I don't do anything on TikTok, but they have this Generation X family. A lot of those people are from the southern states, and I'm like, I don't even mess with those people. So I don't define myself by generation. I kind of like talking. I like to be around younger people. People in their 30s and stuff like that, or their 40s or something like that, early 40s and 30s and stuff. They just got so much more energy and everything like that. Like I do. I have a lot of energy. I'm not like a person that's a lot of people that are like, like 50 and stuff like that. A lot of those people are like acting like at least on YouTube, not YouTube so much, but on TikTok, because I do chat on TikTok a lot. That's my socialization platform. They act like their life is over. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You're 50 years old. You're 51 years old. You're not old yet. You're not old until you're how old? When are you old? Nowadays in the United States, do you have to wait till you're 70 to be old? I think you do. I know lots of people in their 60s that are running around. Except if you come to the southern states. When you come to the South, there's people that are 50, 55 years old that act like they're going to keel over the next day. I never could understand that. I don't protest. Ohio, I like Ohio. I spent some time there. You know what? I would tell you, but I don't drop names. I will not drop names on actors that I know. There are some people there that are television actors, a few of them, that helped me get sober off of alcohol. But I can't. It's Alcoholics Anonymous. It's anonymous, and furthermore, one of the things that even I did not work in the entertainment industry at all, but nevertheless, I do not drop names. I'm just not going to do it. For privacy reasons. These people are some of the people that I met that are not behind the camera, but in front of the camera. They're actors or famous musicians, or people that really have privacy concerns and safety concerns. So I'm not going to tell you who I know. I'm not going to tell you where they live or if they live anywhere around Hollywood. But I will tell you one thing: a lot of them live all over the country. They have laws in the city of Los Angeles where the paparazzi can follow you around anywhere. I don't know if it's California law or an LA County law or an ordinance or whatever it is, but they can follow you around. They walk out of their door and people are following them around. I mean, maybe you can go to, if you're a famous movie star, maybe you can go to Santa Barbara and they have different laws there. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I never really was interested in that, but I think they live in different places. I do know that there are some people that I know that have been doing television commercials for so long that they're familiar faces on television, just on doing television commercials, and they have relocated to other areas. Like they like Texas, or they like Scottsdale, Arizona, or they like other places to live, And then if they have to do a commercial or something, that people that are really well known and are at a level in their career where they can pick and choose a little bit, they can go fly back and do a commercial in New York City or go to Burbank or something, wherever they need to do the commercial, and then leave. It's not like every single movie star lives in Beverly Hills and Calabasas and stuff like that anymore. It's just not like that anymore. Although a lot do. A lot do. That's a whole other subject. I could talk more about it, but I'm not going to talk about that today. The craziest thing I've ever experienced, I'm not sure I can say that. I knew a woman one time that had dissociative identity disorder. I dated her. She had DID, dissociative identity disorder. She had a split personality from childhood trauma, and I could tell. And she had some issues. She was a very intelligent woman, and she had a high IQ. This was a long time ago. This was when was this? This was early 2000s and stuff. I'm not going to tell you what her name is or how old she is or anything like that. But she was basically a really nice lady. She did me wrong in the end, but then again, she looked at things differently. I mean, she dumped me, and then I went out and had sex with another girl, and then she never forgave me after that, even though she's the one that dumped me. I was like, and then I took her back, and then it never worked out, and then she did me wrong, and then she still wants to talk to me on the phone for a long time, and I just remember the good times with her. There were some good times with her. I remember her, the Sicilian girl. Yeah, I remember her. Yeah. She's actually had kind of a funny personality and stuff. She was very outgoing, but she had bipolar disorder too, also, and she had some other issues from trauma and childhood. I couldn't fix it. It wasn't going to work, and I had my own problems too. And the ones it just wasn't going to work. I wish all the best for her. She's really actually deep down inside a wonderful woman. And I'm not going to tell you what her name is. No, I'm not. I don't really remember a lot of music from this. When I was a little kid, they had like late 70s or something. They had different kinds of music back then. They had like Stevie Wonder and Elton John, and that it was a different sound. When I was like a little kid in elementary school or something like that, you mean? It started out like kind of then they had like a bunch of like British bands that came in. That's when music television was invented somewhere. I remember that. That was a big thing for a while. My favorite decade, more than likely, is a '90s music. I'm more about like maybe from the music from like 1980, the late 80s, like 89, 88, 89 through about 2010, in that range, but mostly in the '90s. I like bands like Nine Inch Nails. I like Green Day, Offspring, Beck. I like the song "Happiness Happening," the disco songs, the house music song. I used to get into house music and stuff like that. But I like some country songs. I do like some real older music. There's some songs that are timeless. Like I do like Glenn Campbell. He's before my time, but I do like Glenn Campbell songs, stuff like that. There was I went through I like the visuals in the videos that guy Beck did. He was really good with that. I think the music started to change somewhere in I don't know, after the 2010s, where do you get the music? Like 2000, around 2013 or 14, somewhere around there, the music started sounding like everything on the radio was like rap music, talking about bad things about women and stuff like that. I didn't enjoy that. Rap was some kind of funny little thing that I heard as a kid that it was like something you roller skated to or something, and it developed into some kind of like something I wasn't into. Philadelphia originally. Otis Redding, yeah. That's an older song I like. Yeah, like even like they stopped having like what I would consider like really rock and roll music, kind of like the kind of music we listened to in the '90s. By 2010, that was gone. I didn't know what was. I like the Happy song. I thought that was pretty funny. That guy Pharrell Williams and that guy from Hawaii that does music that's kind of sounded like Michael Jackson a little bit. I like older Michael Jackson music and the newer stuff too. I thought he was a good entertainer. Guns and Posers. Remember those guys? Guns and Posers. I think a lot of the musicians that I'm listening to lately, um, after 2015, they're mediocre. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're very mediocre. They look like fucking dorks and they can't sing. And I'm not a Taylor Swift fan or any of these. I don't know why anybody would listen to the bullshit. I'm not going to listen to it. There are some good musicians on the radio. There's some good songs on the radio. It's just that something needs to. I don't know what's going to be on the radio. I have no idea. They put it on the radio whatever they want to. I'll just listen to my '90s music and my early 2000s music. Motley Crue. Susan says so much. At Tacula1, please have Randall contact me. My email is listed on my channel. Oh, really? At Susan says so much. My email is listed on my channel. At Susan says so much. Do we know each other, Susan? We may. Oh, that's like music. Like when I was a kid, I was born. I listened to some of that music from back in the early '70s and stuff. It sounds kind of like '60s music, kind of like early '70s music, like mid '70s and early '70s. Sounds like '60s music to me. It's kind of like the same kind of sound. Susan says so much. Would like to interview me. Okay. Okay, I understand. All right. Yes, I do. I have a child. Grown and paying taxes. Curls look like. Bee Gees, you know there's only one Bee Gee left. Okay. I'll go to your email at Susan says so much. Sometimes I think I had somebody recognize me. Where was that person? Somebody recognized me from Los Angeles. They recognized me from around the Van Nuys neighborhood, where the airport is. They recognized me from there. That was interesting. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to make myself some soda. Let's go over to the department. La, 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 la. Okay. Oh, this is not soda. This is water. Well, we we are going to go over here. And yeah, remember I was talking to you guys about people that think that they know everything and they have really big egos? Let me explain something to you. When I was a younger person, there was a time in my life when I worked hard and I played hard. I used to party, man. I'm sober now, 19 years, but I want to tell you something. There was a time when I was in my late 20s and my 30s, and I had an ego that was bigger than anything that you could possibly imagine. It would actually, some people, it actually made them fucking sick because my ego was really big. It was really getting out of control. I don't have that problem anymore. I know that I'm only mortal. I know that if I wake up this morning, it's a good day. Tomorrow's never promised. And I don't really have what's called like a big ego anymore, I don't think. Maybe sometimes I think I do, but I really don't. I'll let you determine whether or not you think that I have real self-confidence, okay? You can determine that for yourself. That's not for me to say. That's for you to say. I will tell you one thing, that in real life, like, well, this is real life. It's only about 2-second or 3-second delay. In real life, I'm more of what you see than what you see. I'm like right in your face, man. I do not like people that lie. No, it's not that I don't like it. I don't like when people lie. It's a big turnoff. People that lie. Lie, cheat, steal. Tell lies of the heart. Try to get over on people. People that are autocrats. You know what an autocrat is? That's like Mustache Man, like the guy in Germany. Or Mussolini, or these kind of people. I don't like people that like to micromanage people or box people in, or people that are some kind of fucking control junkie, narcissist, whatever the hell you want to call them, that like to like try to box somebody in and try to control what others do and what others say and stuff like that, and try to micromanage other people's lives. I can't stand people like that. Well, what it is not the person. I don't like that behavior. I don't like the behavior of people that try to micromanage other people's lives. I don't like politicians to do it, and I don't like individuals to try to do it with others. People that try to manipulate and things like that. Manipulating and stuff like that. If I see a pattern of that, that's a pattern that I find very unattractive. It's a very unattractive characteristic. Somebody that is a manipulative type, autocratic, dictatorial, these kind of people. I let them know it. I let them know quick. Most people don't like it when others try to manipulate them. Most people don't like being stolen from, lied to. It's just that most people don't get direct with people that made vain attempts to do stuff like that. I get back at people that do that. I am not a person you want to try to manipulate. You're going to lose, motherfucker. You try to manipulate people. It's a very ugly behavioral characteristic. It's really just when you see somebody that tries to manipulate people, it's really not their real personality. It's some kind of a cover-up for some kind of a weakness inside themselves. And it's sad when people deep down inside are the weakest person in the room, and they feel like they have to let everyone know how much they know. They know everything. They can tell you how to live. They can manage your life for you and things like that. These types of people, I know you've run into them before. They got really big egos, and they have but deep down inside, they have a low sense of self-worth, which is not necessary because everybody's worth a lot. God does not make junk. I think it comes from childhood trauma. I'm not sure. Or maybe it comes from demons that come into you. You know, like maybe you're a good person, but you have like demons coming into you. Like influencing you to do things that are destructive, like try to micromanage people or try to fuck with people's feelings and things like that. There's people like that get attacked by demons and stuff. I really believe it at this stage in my life. I've seen people go from being the most wonderful person in the entire world to not being the most wonderful person in the world. Put it that way. I really think there's evil spirits. I think there's evil spirits. I think there's angels, and I think there's evil spirits. You might think I'm crazy, but I do. It's just bad people or narcissistic. But yeah, I know that at Valina. The thing is, I really think that is demonic activity. I think that I love Overboard. Jerry, thank you for helping out. There is literally no evidence of widespread election and voter fraud. There's no evidence. However, I do believe that Karen Bass is not really supposed to be the legitimate mayor of that's just my opinion, of the city of Los Angeles. I think that that Spencer Pratt was cheated, but I could be wrong, Jerry. I don't know. Maybe the country is getting really, really different from what I remember it. Anybody else want to be gone for slander? Thank you, Daniel Holman. Yes, slander is really horrible. Like when you slander somebody, you know, it's horrible. You get sued for that. If somebody slanders me and tries to hurt me, I will take you to court. I'll sue you. But I think that when a person, okay, there's some kind of a speech tonight. I heard about it. Where are we? I lost you. I'm sorry, Jerry. I lost you. I'm going looking through this, but whoever said that, I think it was Jerry. I think that the county clerk there was not counting the signatures that were perfectly okay and said, oh, these signatures aren't okay. They did this before when they wanted to get rid of Karen Bass before. Karen Bass is a card-carrying communist. Karen Bass is a liar, a cheat, a thief, and she's really not a person I want to know. Karen Besser, or whatever her name is. She's a snake. I really truly believe that there are people that genuinely are good people, that are very loving people, that have a lot to offer the world, and others that are getting attacked by demons. It doesn't have to be, it could be drugs. It could be just bad thoughts come into their head. It makes them just wig out and start wanting to do bad things to people, stuff like that. I don't have that issue. I'm just not like that. I don't go out of my way to deliberately, in a calculated way, try to hurt another human being. I defend myself either verbally or physically, and I'm very good at it. Like I say, I'm not somebody you want to fuck with. But there's other men like me too. I'm not the only one. I learned that in Philadelphia as a kid. You don't fuck with me. It's about whatever you want to talk about. Well, just now I was talking about setting boundaries. I learned how to set boundaries at the school bus stop in the first grade. in Philadelphia. Boundaries. You're not taking my lunch money. And then as I got older, I set boundaries in middle school or junior high school, they call it down in Texas. And that I had some real boundaries. Somebody tried to cross that boundary when I was 14 years old in the ninth grade, and I used a locker, and his head went into the locker, and I set that boundary, and I made an example for the entire junior high school. He was held back a couple of years. He was supposed to be in the 10th grade, and he's like I'm in the 8th grade, and I just wailed on him. Took care of that motherfucker. So you have to learn how to set boundaries, man. Some people don't learn anything other than, like, when you're a boy and you're like in middle school or even in the early years of high school, there's some young little boys that don't understand. They're stupid. They don't understand anything but physical, direct. They don't understand anything other than that. They understand that. Usually by the time you're in the 10th grade in high school, most of the losers have dropped out of high school, so you don't really have that problem anymore. But then it's more like when you're in your 20s, you have people that do like gossiping and lying and non-physical ways of hurting people and stuff. And I know how to read a room, and I know how to take care of people like that too. Because I had to learn how to deal with narcissism when I was a child. And I'm very good at dealing with people like that. I'm not so angry about anything. You did. Don't worry about me. Go. Bye. Go find Jesus. But I think after everything, I'm a honey badger. But you need to have a shoulder. I'm a tomboy. In Tulsa, I have family in Tulsa, Dean Hadfield. Do you know the McCoys? Burn more rubber, that's right. Timmy Tough Knuckles, yeah. Well, you had to be that way if you grew up in like Philadelphia or something like that. You just had to be that way if you're a little boy. So, maybe I don't know, maybe some people did not have to live like that. I was called a pretty boy. I did not like that. I started getting called a pretty boy in high school, into my 20s and stuff, into my 30s. And whatever. Not every guy called me a pretty boy. Men that are they're self-confident with who they are did not run around and call me a pretty boy. Pictures. I don't run around trying to start. Your mother is a McCoy from West Virginia. Oh, really? That's so funny. Working and get a rhythm. Things will happen. Jim Carrey. Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, you have to deal with narcissistic abusers very directly. I'm very good at dealing with them. They're not going to get something out of me. Well, I don't know what you think about that. I'm no brains. I'm in the middle of a conversation with somebody. It was something that I got called in high school in my 20s. And I just was not friends with people like that. There's people like that. There's people that are decent people like that blue-eyed female, 2176. In fact, I don't want you here, person. Get out of here. Goodbye. I'm not here to make first impressions. I do this for nothing. I talk to a lot of people. If you come in mid conversation and you read me wrong, I guess you did. And if you don't like the first impression, you are more than welcome to leave. You can just go away. Thank you, Sarah Noon. I love you guys too. I'm not looking for any therapy. I don't want any attaboys. I don't want, it's not therapy. It's whatever you want to talk about. You talk about whatever you want. I don't make any, YouTube does not pay me any money here. I'm not always going to be like real super, like have a jovial disposition every day. Maybe tomorrow I'll be in a better mood. I don't know. Okay, at Y Tinky. I don't have a message. Well, don't smoke cigarettes. That's my message. It's bad for you. I'm not looking for attention. I don't need any attention from anybody. I can assure you that. And just for asking me that, you can fuck off. Get out. You can get the fuck out of here, you dick. Fat bitch. I like Levi's. I don't guess, does Guess still make jackets? I don't know. Does Guess, is Guess a company anymore? That sounds so like 80s or something, doesn't it? That's like is Guess still around? I don't know. I wouldn't smoke too much. I wouldn't smoke cigarettes at all. Get the fuck out of here. You'll tell me what I did and what I didn't. Get out of here. Jesus Christ is King. At Trip Langley, you are absolutely correct. Oh, you live across the street from Levi Stadium. Okay. Well, they had a lot more guests. Yeah, in the 90s, but they had even more of those guest ads in the 80s. I don't care if a person's a woman and they come in here and they're disrespectful. I'll block them. I can block anyone. I'm not doing this for money. I don't need any money from anyone. I know other live streamers that need my money. Santa Clara, California. I know exactly where it is. A little pricey there, but I like the weather there. Calvin Klein. Yeah, remember when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark, the rapper? And Nicole's guest ads were so beautiful. I sort of remember them. Oh, it's 1 hour and 29 minutes, really. Pricing for sure, similar to Los Angeles. You know, in the city of Los Angeles, not on the west side, but up in the San Fernando Valley, in the main Los Angeles basin too, including Long Beach, has actually, their rents have gone in reverse. Their rents have dropped anywhere from 10 to 15% in the last couple of years. Do you believe that the rents are coming down in Los Angeles? All over, even Venice Beach, anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on what neighborhood you live in. The rents have come down. It's amazing. In the wealthier neighborhoods, the rents have come down 20%. In the real poor neighborhoods, the rents have come down 10%. And in the middle income neighborhoods, the rents have come down 15%. So it's a lot less. It costs a lot less money to lease an apartment or to purchase a home in the city of Los Angeles than it did 2 years ago. Actually, more than 3 years ago. I've been tracking this. Like, I'm going to Kansas City, Missouri, but I'm also looking at Los Angeles. I used to live there for 30 years. I mean, I might change my mind and go to Los Angeles and go back there and live and die there. Live and die in LA. It's like the movie, dude. Used to rent rooms for 75. I remember those days back in like the late 80s. You could like rent a room out like for, I don't know, $75 in a mart in a questionable area of Los Angeles. like someplace like in Pacoima or like in outside of downtown in some of those shady areas. You could rent a room out for $75 a week. There's some places you could do that. I remember South Central you could. I remember that. What do we got here? Me. This hair, see, the hair's too long. It has to be. You got to cut this damn stuff. When you see somebody on social media and they are their authentic self, they are not always going to be like happy, joy, like every day. It's just not going to happen. I'm not doing this for money. When I get to 5,000, you know, it's funny. When I get to 5,000 subscribers, I need you to hit the subscribe button too, by the way. I have 1,700 or something subscribers, I think, somewhere around there, maybe more. I don't know. But my goal is to have 10,000 subscribers to Hollywoodland22. My handle is at Hollywoodland21. At Hollywoodland21, all one word. And it's free to subscribe to my channel. And I need to get to 10,000 subscribers by September the 1st of this year, which is not too long. It's not too far away from now, is it? It's like 2 weeks. A month, it's like six, maybe 7 weeks from now. We need to get to 10,000 subscribers. So I need you to tell all your friends in the lunchroom or at your school or at the bus stop or wherever you are, at the train platform, all about subscribing to at Hollywoodland22, at Hollywoodland21, and how much fun they're going to have when they come here. See, you could talk about whatever you want. You could talk about Obama all day. You could talk about Trump all day. You could talk about Iran. I don't care. You could talk about Michelle. You could talk about Biden. You could talk about his drug addict kid. I don't care what you talk about, dude. You could talk about whatever you want. You could talk about dressing up like a woman when you're a man and how much it makes you feel so good inside. You can talk about whatever the fuck you want, man. Just do not. You will get blocked if you say anything anti-Semitic on my channel, or if you say anything that's racially bigoted on my channel, you will get blocked. Also, if you talk nasty about women and children, you'll get blocked. And if you do any character assassination of anyone, mostly me, I will block you. But you can talk about whatever else you want. I mean, I personally don't like to talk about, like, you know, these other channels that want to talk about. That's one thing I don't like. I really don't like these channels. Last year was really bad, where people talk about skin color and constantly. It's just ad nauseum. It's old. It's like, come on, dude. I don't care. That's not what makes a person. It's what you are inside, not what your skin color is. I don't want to talk about gender 24 hours a day. There's so many more things to talk about. You know what I mean? I'm told I look like Mel Gibson. I don't know why. We've probably met. Old stomping grounds is Hollywood in the 80s. See, I was there in 88 and 89. So, yeah, I used to go to the cash it here check cashing on Whitley and Hollywood Boulevard too. And what was that place called? Dos Tacos? No, Dos Burritos. That little hole in the wall place where you can get yourself you can drink a beer and like eat your tacos there. Remember that place? And I used to live on Whitley and Yucca, dude. I lived there. I lived on Wilton Place over there, going past Pet Boys and everything like that. I remember Hollywood when Yucca did not have all those barriers, those concrete things they put up, because there used to be like rug dealers on both sides of the street in between, like all the way from on Yucca, all the way from Wilcox, all the way down past Cahuenga. There used to be rug dealers up there. Do you remember those days? It was infested back then, wasn't it? Sure was infested back then. Remember that? Okay, Miguel Lito Consuelo 7200. What did you just text? Hello from France, handsome man. Thank you, Angelique Collinette 4865. Thank you for the compliment. Thanks for coming in, Regina Jackson. What's my favorite thing to cook? Manicotti. I know how to cook Italian food well. If you had one character, I've been to Spokane, Washington. I've been through there. I think that's a nice town. I agree with you, Sanctus Mortius. I think those days are over. You don't see that much on TikTok anymore with that stuff, not even during the day. But then again, I don't really watch during the day that much. I got other things I got to do. I just bounce in and out during the day. What's my favorite animal? A mongoose. You think Spokane's the dump of the Northwest? I beg to differ. I think that Tacoma is the dump of the Northwest, but that's just me. From someone living in Idaho, I can tell you I will never go to Spokane again. I don't know. Maybe it changed. Jeff Bridges, I've been told that too. Matt Dash Air Force, we probably passed each other on the street. Yep, Yucca, Franklin, Wilcox, Cahuenga, Highland, all my old stomping grounds. I'm starting to get teary-eyed. I missed it. Yeah, actually, from 1988 to 1994, well, until the late 1993, the Hollywood district of Los Angeles was really my home base. And I've lived there a couple different times. I lived in the San Fernando Valley in northern Los Angeles. I lived down in San Pedro for about 10 months because I was hired to buy a union hall down there. They were hiring out of a union hall, the ship scalers union hall down in San Pedro, where the port is, to fix up the damage that was caused by the earthquake in 1994. So I worked on that, cleaning up that mess in the Northridge earthquake. The 6.8 earthquake there. I was a really young guy, and I was even stronger than I am now. And we cleaned up the Santa Monica freeway that came down over near La Cienega in Venice. We had to jackhammer that all up and everything. That was quite an experience. I made a lot of money doing that, working on that. Yeah, I know Hollywood real well. I know people that have lived in Hollywood, born and raised and lived there their whole lives. And a lot of them do work in the television production and music production business. I know some guys that work at used to work at Capitol Records. I had a lot of very interesting neighbors, even though I was into sales. I sold things. I even sold women's shoes for a while. Now, you almost look like you are related to Johnny Cash. Really? No, I moved out of Hollywood. The last time I lived in Hollywood was 2001. Then I moved to the San Fernando Valley. I lived in West Van Nuys. I've lived in North Hollywood. I've lived in Woodland Hills, and I've lived in Chatsworth. Those 4 places. Yeah, stayed up in that area. I don't know if I like the East Valley or the West Valley. I'm not sure. What do you think the safest state in the United States is? Probably Maine or Vermont. It'd probably be Maine, Vermont, maybe New Hampshire. Let me think. It's not in the South, I can tell you that. North Dakota is a pretty safe state. Also, Nebraska is. And Iowa, Wisconsin. Right off the bat. That's what I think of when I think of safe states. Idaho and Utah are fairly safe, yeah. Montana does have some problems. I actually looked at that stuff for a while. No, I don't know a Nate Tuck. I kind of like San Fernando. That's a separate little city in the San Fernando Valley. It has its own little courthouse and everything. A lot of people know everybody. Like neighbors know each other in San Pedro. Yeah, Maine or Vermont. Massachusetts is fairly safer. Boston is a fairly safe big city. I will be back in 2 minutes. Don't touch that dial. Who's making all that noise in here? I'm tired of all that noise. Yo. Well, no, that was. No, that's an E-Mox. You can lose weight like that. I'll be back. I wonder who's making all this noise out here. No, there's always somebody making noise in this apartment complex. And I've had just about enough of it. I think I'm going to have to call the authorities. Yes, I think that's what we need to do. Yeah, I've just had about enough out of these people. Hi, I'm back. Welcome in. So what do you got? You guys making friends with each other? That's good. Okay. Now, I know I don't drink vodka. I have 19 years sober. I used to like tequila. I used to like Don Julio tequila. It's cost $69 a bottle. You know that kind. I preferred hard. When I got hard liquor, I got tequila. Hey everyone, he's gone. Do you want to grab a beer? That's you fucked up, dude. But you're funny. I've been to Baltimore. I've been to Fells Point. I remember before they built Camden Yards. I remember when that was being built. I'd like to go to Australia sometime. Hannah Hamilton from South Africa, welcome in. Hannah Hamilton, 123. You're my first viewer from South Africa. I know in South Africa they have a flower there. It's kind of a plant. It's called a birds of paradise plant, and it grows well in Southern California also, and in Florida. Does anybody know what a birds of paradise flower is? I think they originate from South Africa. Not sure. Yeah, I was in that Northridge earthquake. I was living in Hollywood when it happened. Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Yes, that's one of my favorite movies. And The King of New York. Those are some of my favorite movies. Yeah, I checked it out. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it a couple times. Love Birds of Paradise, seen in Hawaii and Guam too. Yeah, and they have them in Hollywood. They have them all around Hollywood High School and near the Catholic Church, a big giant Catholic church on Sunset Boulevard called the Blessed Sacrament Church. How come I've never been back to Baltimore? No reason. A lot of my relatives passed away that used to work in the DC and Baltimore area. I had relatives on both sides of the family, cousins, uncles, and stuff like that. They got older, they passed away, but they were bureaucrats. They worked for the federal government. Ooh. Sir Biddy, 4817. The amount of knowledge on this guy is impressive. I always learn something new. Very useful channel. Really? Thank you. Thank you. I try to be useful. Perhaps I should sign up to go on that television game show, Jeopardy. I wonder how well I would do. That's in Culver City at Sony Studios. I know where that is. It's okay in California. California's okay. There's just a few places. No anti-Semitism is allowed on my channel. You're gone. Anyway, it is 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's Thursday. I have been live for 1 hour and 50 minutes. Trying to think about what is for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a busy day. Yes, it is. Do you have a story, Miss Newman?
No, I do not have a story today.
No stories.
No stories today.
No stories today, right?
None. Zero.
Why do we not drop names?
Because it's disrespectful.
Now you worked somewhat part-time in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
I did not. But you don't drop names.
No.
And even though I don't work in the entertainment industry and I lived in Hollywood, I also do not drop names. You know, there are other jobs in Hollywood, like people that work at that own a 7-Eleven or own a retail store on Hollywood Boulevard. There's all kinds of other uh, uh, employment opportunities in Los Angeles besides
It's not
the television production business, isn't
it's,
there?
yes, and it's not a big deal to see somebody famous in the valley.
In the San Fernando Valley, like in the grocery store now. You don't like bother them for their autograph. You don't do that stuff. Bother them for the autograph. I don't do that stuff.
Only
I never
people
did
that
that.
are not from around there do that. Or have
Maybe
been
if someone's
there.
visiting, they might ask for a.
Yeah, but they don't want to be bothered with that. They get enough. Of that.
Yes, I have. I've met a lot of.
They get enough of that somewhere else, being bothered.
To not smoke cigarettes. If I was going to give myself advice when I was young to not get into using illicit drugs and not use cigarettes. I'm actually having a little bit, in a way, as I'm getting older, a lot of things have gotten easier, but in a way, and since I got sober, of course, in my late 30s, things got better. There are some things that are more difficult now, at my age now. I'm very disappointed in not everyone, but it's a large percentage of adults of a certain age bracket. You'd be surprised. It's not everywhere. Not everyone's like this. And most people that are millennials are not rotten people. However, and it's as old as 45 years old, somewhere around the age of 45 down to about in your 20s. The people in their 20s and 30s and early 40s, even, not the Generation X people, they're a little different. They got some jerk people I don't like in my generation too, but there seems to be something very, very different about people from young adults all the way up to even middle-aged adults, up to about their early 40s. A lot of them just, I don't get it. Really big egos, don't think that somebody owes them something. Thinking they're special. A lot of them are fucking crazy. They think they're God's gift to whoever. They live in some kind of fantasy world. And they misrepresent who they are. They do play games. I'm the person that does not play games. I don't like people. I don't like that kind of behavior. That's very unattractive for anyone. Laughing at people, gaslighting people, gatekeeping. I don't know where that became in vogue. It seemed like 15 years ago to about 12 years ago, that type of behavior, thinking it's funny to lie to somebody, or a group of people lie to one person and then laugh at that person. I don't know where that kind of behavior became popular, but it's not, that's out of style now. That's so 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Get with it, people. Get with it. You're a fucking asshole if you act like that. There's just people that act like that. They you go into some place like a store, you're going to buy something. I'm not in a bad mood. I go in there, I just want to buy something. I'm like, can you help me find whatever I need to find? The relish or something, or maybe some mayonnaise or something. I don't know. And they just have a look on their face like they're angry that they have to be at a job. I'm like, you have a job. You're making money. What's the problem? I'm looking for the mayonnaise. Can you help me find it? I don't know. There's something going. It's not all of the younger adults. It's just a lot of them. A lot of them act like they're mad at the world. They're mad at everything, or they have a bad case of the fuck. It's like they don't give a fuck about anything. And it's like a third of them. It's not all of them. It's like it's enough that you notice. You know what I mean? It's like, God damn, man, aren't you happy that you're alive? That you woke up in the morning? They don't. They don't live like they're into life. It's like they're about like they don't care if they die early or something. They've just given up on life. Like they don't care. They don't care if they die early. I did not get dealt a very good deck of cards when I came into this world. A lot of unhappy childhood and stuff like that. A lot of, you know, I've seen some bad things in my life. I've seen some good things, but I've seen some bad things. But I never thought that anybody. I never thought that I was special, like I'm an aristocrat, like somebody has to give me something. It's foolish to behave like that. You're not going to get anything for nothing unless you're born into wealth. If you're not born into wealth, like you come from a wealthy family, even they have expectations of you, some kind of expectations. You're not going to just be given things. It's just, you have to show some effort. Something. Get over yourself. People think they're so fucking special, man. Wait till you find out the reality of it. It's not my opinion. I can guarantee you, nobody is that fucking special. Maybe the King of England is special. That's why he's the King of England. He had a lot of his family before him worked really hard to make sure that he's the King of England. Okay? It's in the breeding. Okay? You're not the King of England and you're not royalty. And you were not born into a wealthy family. Maybe some of you were. But even people born into wealthy families in the United States, they can't just be jerks and stuff. You got to do something. Go be a social worker or something like that. I don't know. Work in a flower shop. Do something. Just sit around and not do anything, expect something to happen. I don't get it with all this. Everybody thinks they're special, and I don't know. I can't relate to that. Can't relate to that. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's not all of them. It's not all of the young adults. It's just it's like one out of every four of them or one out of every three of them. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. You're over 45. You're over 50 years old. You know what I'm talking about. And to the defense of the millennials, a lot of them were screwed out of the dream because they were lied to. They were told to go to college. If you do not, they were not told to get a professional degree. You either to get a degree in finance, become a certified or become a certified public accountant, or be a nurse, or be a doctor, or be a lawyer, or be an engineer, something that's a licensed degree, even a pharmacist, a licensed degree, a professional degree it's called. All that liberal arts degrees and stuff, that's for women, well-to-do families to go find a husband, studying sociology and all that, whatever that is. If you go to college, you're supposed to go there to get a professional degree so that you can earn money. You learn and then you earn money. Or you go into the trades. You learn how to fix airplanes, or you know how to maintenance aircraft or trucks, or build a house or something like that. I don't understand how there were so many people, men and women, that do not come from money, that come from middle income or lower middle income, or even very poor backgrounds, and went to college to get a college degree and got a bachelor's degree in liberal arts. You're going to end up working at Starbucks as a barista. But they lied to you. the television, Hollywood, everything, they all told you to do that. Sorry, people lie. Now you have to pay your college debt back. The last time I checked, there's no such thing as debtor's prison in this country. So don't tell me that your life is over because you're in debt. If you do not get a professional degree in college, you're wasting your time. If you do not come from money, if you come from money and you have a family that has a big business or something, you can go to get a degree in liberal arts and then just join the family business or something like that. If you do not come from money, getting a liberal arts degree is not going to do you anything unless you get a master's degree. Maybe you can be a state certified social worker, or you can be a, I don't know, you could end up getting into sales. Like me, I only went to a couple of years of college. I got into direct sales, and you know that I love life too. I'm very grateful that I woke up this morning, Holly. I am. San Diego Community College is actually a 4-year college. I do know that. It's one of the few 4-year colleges. It's really one of the first community colleges. I think the first community college was in Compton, California. I think San Diego Community College was maybe the second or third. It's nice to be nice. Yes, it is, yuppie. Belina, true. You remind me about the very dense, tough, and kindness inside of my grandparents. Unfortunately, these good people are pretty much over. You need to work for your life. Yeah. I wonder if Kimmy says, I wonder if it's because parents of today coddle kids more than they were back in the 80s. I don't know. You know, a lot of people that are in their 20s and 30s, men and women, grew up, a large percentage of them, at least half, grew up with no father in the house. That's horrible, especially for a boy. Well, actually for a girl too, it's horrible. The hair is on point. Thank you. I don't know. It's just falling well tonight. You're the Queen of England? Really? I did not know that. They're delusional. There's people that are absolutely delusional. They think they're special. God's special little person. Just what the fuck are you talking about? I'll pull your card. You're the Queen of Ant Hill. College is great if you're going to be an engineer or a software engineer or a structural engineer, or if you're going to get to be a banker, or if you have to go to college to learn that stuff. Those are professional degrees. Certified public accountant, pharmacist, a nurse, a doctor, an attorney. These are professional degrees, and then need to get a license. You know, that's fine to go to college that. But I'm just saying, don't waste your time. If you do not come from money, even if you're middle income, even if you're upper middle income, you don't come from money, not real money. So you don't have the luxury of going to college and just getting a liberal arts degree or whatever, getting a degree in English, unless you're going to go all the way and you're going to get a master's degree and you're going to try to be a teacher and teach in a university. Maybe write your doctoral thesis or something like that. I mean, it just, maybe if you're going to be a mathematician or get into the sciences and stuff and you're going to get a master's degree, you can go get a federal job, work for the Department of War, or work, I don't know, work for NASA or something. I believe Jesus is my Lord and Savior, yes. I don't think your generation is cooked. I don't think that millennial generation is cooked. You're just going to have to. It's unfortunate that you were lied to about the college thing. If you're a millennial, you're going to have to do whatever you have to do. I don't know how old you are. If you're a millennial, you're somewhere between your late 20s and 45 years old. Generation X, 46 years old to 61 years old. Millennials, 45 down to what is it, like about 30 years old. You're just going to have to work a full-time job, and you're going to have to drive your beat up old car to a second job, and you're going to have to stack all the money you can. And you better pray that you never had kids, and you be grateful you don't have a child support payment. Feel bad for you if you do, but you're going to have to pay that. And especially as a man, and you're going to have to stack all the money you can, and you're going to have to move away from the Northeast and California and Florida. You cannot afford to live there, and you're going to have to come to the middle of the country, and you're going to have to come back to the Midwest, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, or one of those places where your millennial ass will be able to afford to buy a small house one day. You're not going to live in Florida. You're not going to live in California. You're not going to live out in Washington State or any of these places, or New York, where these houses are unattainable to you, millennial. You're going to have to come live in the Midwest and enjoy living in America. I'll tell you a place you can live. Go live in Des Moines, Iowa. It's the least expensive, one of the least expensive places to rent and own a home. Start Googling stuff. Start looking up stuff. And just be grateful. You can have a family. You can have a family if you're willing to deal with that. Go live in. I wouldn't live in Oklahoma. Too many tornadoes. Why don't you go to Iowa? Iowa, Indiana. Don't stay out of the South. Ohio. Get some real good winter clothes on, and maybe you should live in. It's another place that's affordable to live in. Go work in a casino. I don't know, live in Las Vegas. What's another affordable place to live in? West Texas, Kansas, most of Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, South Dakota's affordable. Get a house out there. North Dakota, Wyoming. Trying to think of other places where it's affordable. Cheyenne is affordable. You can live in parts of Texas. Live in northern Florida. There's some places you can live, and it's affordable to purchase a home. As a millennial, if you work hard enough, you find yourself a partner and you put your money together, you can buy yourself a small house. It's not unattainable, but you're going to have to bust your ass. Okay. I mean, even me, look at me. I'm a Generation X. I'm going out to Missouri. I'm going out to somewhere I can get a house that's not $400,000. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I might even get a condominium. I don't know. I've just, it's just the way it is. Anyway, it's about time for me to go. It's been real. I don't believe that millennials have to leave the United States. You don't want to live in the United States, and you definitely don't want to go to Mexico. I've been to Mexico. You can get killed in Mexico. It's not funny. I've been to Mexico 25 times. You don't want to live there. Yes, you can live in Mississippi. The best place I would recommend is down there in Biloxi, Mississippi, or you can live. Memphis is kind of a rough town, but you could live in maybe a suburb of Memphis on the Mississippi side and be able to find some kind of work or something around there. Tennessee is not. Nashville's expensive. Knoxville you can afford. Michigan's affordable. Thanks for joining. Yeah, look on the map, find out where the affordable places are to buy a home, and Yeah, some places in Texas are wonderful and some places in Texas are bad. It depends on where. Texas is like, a little bit of everything. Roanoke, Virginia is a good, safe, beautiful place to live. Lots of jobs. Yes, you are right at Eric, Eric.H1G. Roanoke, Blacksburg, Lynchburg, all around there. It's real nice. Real nice. And the suburbs of Richmond, Virginia are very nice too. I know my country. Well, it's about time for me to go. Thank you for subscribing to Hollywoodland22. I will be back tomorrow to talk a lot and listen to you also. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time, even though I'm outside of Charlotte. And we'll talk some more about all kinds of interesting things. I'm going to look up some of the least expensive places to purchase a home and some of the least expensive places to rent an apartment that also have some type of a job that you can pay for that house or apartment. I'm going to look them up for all you millennials that have all this college debt. You might have to live in a place where you have to have a crawl space or a basement, because all these really affordable places to live, they tend to be in Tornado Alley. Maybe you'll get more religious or something living in Tornado Alley. Every spring they come. Yeah, they do. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for subscribing to Hollywoodland22. You guys are beautiful. Thanks for coming in tonight.